Well, if we move on to the next quest here. We're slowly clearing out the low-level quests. We still got Wine Wars that we should really be getting back to now, huh? And Gwent. We need to do that. And, Regis has been waiting for me for a while, and this is still 39. He is right next to us. Why don't we go back now? Yeah, let's. We should probably make some time to go back here too, to search for the dowry. Okay. Anyway, Regis is right next to us. Let us go. I don't know how long he's been waiting for me now. Months. Some may even say years. Mirkwood. Let's go, little roach. I'm not fast traveling because I'm hoping to find something in the middle here. Maybe like a hidden question mark or... I don't know. People say these woods are dangerous. The Caraberta woods. But maybe they're okay in the morning.
Run, roach.
Oh, that was unexpectedly pretty fast.
Take it easy.
Do I have to get in through the same way every time, or can I go through the front door now? Oh, yeah, okay. Hey, Regis. Thank you. It's daytime now. Do you come out during daytime? Hey, how's the brew going?
Think your friend's hand will make for a nice broth?
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibals, Geralt. I took a fragment of tissue from their hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it, as our codex commands. A raven told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
It's fine, it's Regis.
Pretty helpful creatures. Call on them often?
I try not to overdo it. But they can be so useful, as they were now, when I merely needed to be sure I could arrive in time should things go sour.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance? Mentioned the last ingredient, too. What about that?
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, the solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest to identify a replacement, but, alas, none such exists.
Not sure I understand what the problem is. Can't we just draw some of your blood?
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their corporeal shell. As our flesh changes, so does our blood's chemical composition. To make a long story short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity. And that stands to be very, very dangerous.
I mean, that's still easier than finding another higher vampire in a strong psychokinetic arousal state, right?
Dangerous? Why? I mean, you'll still be you, right?
True. But I should be highly agitated, in a state of fury. You know better than I that fury cannot be controlled. If you've ever seen an enraged vampire, you know very well that all who find themselves nearby will be in grave danger.
How will we handle that? I'd rather not have you lunge at me, claws extended.
That makes two of us. But worry not. I've thought it through very thoroughly. Details to follow soon.
All right, so what do you want to do?
We shall visit Tesham Mutna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the air. I will enter one, be confined. You will lure beasts there. Beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
Oh wow, that sounds really... I feel like it's kind of tough for you. Especially since you've sworn off blood for so long already.
Tesham Mutna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment, a torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after we'd arrived in this world, one among us named Kagmar developed such a taste and lust for human blood that in one night he could imbibe an entire village. This brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in constant fear. They began to hunt us, seek the aid of mages and witches in tracking us down.
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy mosquitoes buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to be done. Kagmar had to be caught and punished. A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Tesham Mutna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy of silver, dalvinite, and meteorite steel. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage. Sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury time after time, never able to escape. Thus I know the cage will withstand the fury to which we shall drive my humble being.
Yeah, I guess we can go now, but dang, that place sounds very torturous.
See no reason to dawdle. Tesham Mutna. Take me there.
In a moment. Just one last thing.
Do you want to tell me about that?
What was that?
Blood. Oh, the last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken some Sangurium, a solution that sharpens one's sense of smell. 1 drop of blood shall smell like a gallon to me now.
You crazy? You're a recovering addict.
Your outrage warms my heart, Geralt. But you must remain calm. I had no choice.
He's willing to do a lot to save Dettlaff.
As things stand, the die is cast. High time we set off for Tesham Mutna. My head's spinning already, and you're starting to smell quite tasty.
And you're starting to scare me.
So whatever happened to Kagmar anyway?
We have arrived. The sacrificial chamber of torture and torment lies underground.
Reassuring.
Sure you know what you're doing? I can only hope I do. Please, let's go. The longer we delay, the less control I shall have of my faculties. I'd really prefer not to hurt you.
You lead.
Quiet so far.
Scurvers must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told you there'd be danger.
But as far as this place being an old vampire estate, that's long in the past.
Beyond this wall lies
an ancient vampire dungeon. Seen a lot of things in my time. Nothing quite like this, though.
I feel honored. A man with such a wealth of experience, yet I'm about to show him something new. Now, to open it.
How the hell?
It's an ancient form of protection against unwanted guests. The mechanism which releases the latch reacts only to a higher vampire's blood.
Tricky mechanisms, a vampire hideout. Fortified, secured. Must have been important to your species once, Toussaint.
Right?
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our world into this one opened upon this land and no other. This was the first place we saw.
Oh! This specific dungeon. Interesting.
This place. There's evil here. Death hangs in the air.
I am he who serves the tribe. Exalted above men, I renounce human weakness. Uplifted above men, I become a keeper of my flock. Filled with strength, I turn my sword against the enemies of the tribe. I am master and slave. I am executor of the will of the tribe. I accept the sword and this armor so I may serve the tribe. So this is the first thing the vampires saw when they came here. As in, the castle was already here, as opposed to them coming to a grassland and then they build a castle on top of it. Human husbandry and care. The most important aspect of raising human livestock is to provide the herd with conditions that, on the one hand, guarantee their survival, but, on the other hand, do not extend too far beyond the minimum needed for that survival. It should be borne in mind that people are creatures bestowed with great intelligence, or rather, cunning and instincts that allow them to gain as much as possible from their environment. In terms of husbandry, this means humans will always try to obtain more than we give them. It is recommended, therefore, to provide each individual with a place to sleep, a meal twice a day, and permanent access to water. These conditions, which might seem overly luxurious to some, ensure optimal production of high-quality hemoglobin. More details on diet in later chapters. Also essential is access to air, without which humans die within minutes. There is no need to be concerned about the ability for human livestock to multiply in the conditions described above. If they are ensured a minimal existence and male and females are mixed, they will copulate, irrespective of whether they are in captivity or not. It is worth mentioning here that there is a school of thought that suggests threatening or treating human livestock with greater freedom and care, including providing them with better quality fodder and a certain degree of freedom. This allegedly ensures a greater amount of favorable elements in the blood and makes it tastier. However, it is worth mentioning that this method of husbandry is much more difficult and requires emotional bonding techniques, which will be discussed in the following chapters. That is not a book that you'll find in the bookshelves of Toussaint or wherever. Clearly written by a vampire who treats humans like... I wouldn't even say they treat humans like subhumans, because the way they say things in their book, it just feels very methodical. Not like they're trying to insult people on purpose, they actually just feel this way about people. They're below vampires. The end. Tesham Mutna ruins. It is widely accepted that vampires came into our world during the conjunction of the spheres. They quickly spread across all the continent, trying to adapt to their new situation. According to legend, one of them, Kagmar, settled in Toussaint. Grim tales are whispered about his deeds, but whether he truly even existed is hard to say. The tales do agree on one thing, however. Kagmar's story is inextricably tied to the mysterious fortress known as Tesham Mutna. So this is what the people know, which is why it's not really in that same amount of detail that we got from Regis. Still pretty good though. We got the vampires' names, the name of the place and all.
Great many beings have breathed their last here.
Human husbandry and care? This for real?
The author observed humans, their behavior, over the many years he spent breeding them. Morally suspect though it may be, it's a thorough survey of the topic.
Yeah, I don't think it was meant insultingly. He was just documenting things he saw. If we saw cows or pigs in the wild, we would write the exact same book. Oh, that's lovely. I don't trust these stairs very much. They seem to be literally centuries old.
Glyphs are carved into the rock. Coated with blood used to be. They mean something?
They're emblems, symbols of, what you would call tribes, dispersed throughout the world after the conjunction. My ancestors placed them here to remind us all where we came from.
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham. My tribe, and Dettlaff's. We both remained in this part of the world.
What's this symbol mean?
It's the symbol of the Dead, those who went east beyond the Blue Mountains.
Battery cage versus free-range humans.
Seems your kind assembled a peculiar little library.
Indeed. though I personally did not lay a hand to it.
Even if you did, I wouldn't blame you. It's kind of like a scientist thing, right? You're just trying to document what you're seeing and you're trying to make sense of it. I'm assuming there weren't any humans back wherever vampires came from. In recent decades, many of us have come to believe that a much more effective way of obtaining good quality human blood than hunting individuals is their systematic, controlled husbandry. Apart from the obvious advantages, such as being able to control what the flock eats and the ability to crossbreed specific individuals to obtain offspring with the best hemoglobin, another clear advantage to breeding human flocks is that domesticated humans held in confinement, as opposed to those in their natural habitat, i.e. villages, towns, become less aggressive and therefore less troublesome. People held in confinement are less troublesome? They're less aggressive? Really? When it comes to farming humans, there are various schools, of which two seem to have gained the widest acceptance in recent times, namely battery cage and free-range husbandry. This thesis describes in detail the advantages and disadvantages, as well as the methods of carrying out each type of breeding. As an introduction, it is worth mentioning the basic differences between both types. Battery cage human husbandry, described very accurately and in detail in the book Human Husbandry, is the placing of several male and female individuals in a closed, restricted space, with permanent access to air, food, and water. This form of breeding differs from free range in that the flock is not permitted to leave the breeding area and is held captive the entirety of their lives. Wow, that sounds a lot like how I play The Sims. Free range, on the other hand, involves leaving the flock to its natural habitat or creating a habitat that simulates it closely, i.e. creating villages, more on which can be found in the chapter Human Villages, establishing and growing a herd, and then making the herd psychologically or physically dependent on its owner. The most effective method for making a human individual dependent is guaranteeing its safety and permanent access to high-quality feed. It is worth adding that a human that trusts its owner does not feel fear and does not defend itself when having its blood drunk, which limits the production of noradrenaline and cortisol, which have a negative impact on the taste of the blood. Furthermore, it may happen that a domesticated free-range human may feel a certain pleasure when its owner drinks its blood, most likely associated with sexual tension, which causes an intensification in the blood's flavor. That sounds pretty twisted. They need the person to feel a little bit of fear because otherwise, the taste is not as good. They really did a lot of research into this. Should I wear this? Just wondering because I think we got the full set. We can wear it for the time being. It's roughly around the same level anyway. It's not too much worse than what I have. Yeah. Oh, but I will be taking away the rune words stuff. Oh well. Where was that mask? I picked up a mask just now, right? Tesham Mutna? Is that gonna be okay for the cutscenes? Well, you're inviting me to do it, right? You just gave me a full set. Am I missing anything? Gloves? Did they give me gloves? I guess not. Steel sword. Oh, but just the steel sword. Oh. Relic 5 out of 6. Killing opponents restores vitality. The amount of vitality restored equals 1% of maximum vitality for each element of the set worn. So, in order to activate this effect, I needed 3. I have 5. Did I get the last one already and I just forgot where it is? I thought I picked up 2 things just now, but where would it be? Well, 5 out of 6 is not too bad. Are we gonna be okay though, with the cutscenes and stuff? Hopefully. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Let's give it a try. Okay.
Cells? Who for?
Disgraceful. Excruciatingly so, this particular page from our history. I'd rather not summon the demons of the past if it's all right with you.
Confining humans so that we can get their blood?
And this one? Which tribe's this?
Garisham,
Oops.
my tribe, and Dettlaff's. We both remained in this part of the world.
Whose is this glyph?
Amaran. They ventured beyond the sea.
So vampires have spread throughout this world already.
What's this symbol mean?
It's the symbol of the Tedet.
Right.
Those who went east, beyond the Blue Mountains.
Whose is this glyph?
Amaran. They ventured beyond the sea.
Why are they carved into the cells? I assume these cells were for humans? Oh. According to the books we read, does that mean that humans that were captive did not produce good blood because they weren't really aggressive and therefore had no cortisol and whatnot? Transcript of a conversation with a lower being between Master Ezekiel Hildegard and a human being. Who are you? My name is Alex Viscount. Why is all your skin trembling? I'm scared, sir. You're scared? I don't understand. You don't know what fear is, sir? No. I have mastered your language, yet some concepts are beyond me. What is fear? It's a feeling that destroys every other feeling. It controls your head and your heart. What do you mean? I thought it was a kind of pain. I have carried out tests in my laboratory on people, and I discovered that a mother subject to appropriate stimuli is able to forget about her child and think only about how to avoid pain. So fear would be similar to pain? No. Pain rules the body, but fear is born in the heart. Oh, yes. What you say is very interesting. I think I will have to examine your heart in the laboratory. Not like that! What do you mean, examine? I mean, examine. Take it out and subject it to a proper examination. But, sir, that would kill me. Yes, your mortality is a great inconvenience, but was not me who created your species, and I am not responsible for its excessive frailty. The conversation was carried out in human language, in such it was written down. The transcription does not need translating. How long ago was this? How long have you guys been here, in this world? Tesham Mutna prisoner. I found a piece of parchment that fell from the pocket from one of the monsters. I also have a lump of coal. I would write this in my own blood, but I hardly have any left. I am cold. Every third day, they come and open my veins, after which I cannot move. I can't go on much longer. From the next cage, I hear the howls of terrified people. If I had the strength, I would smash my head against the bars. I hope it won't go on much longer. Elois from the cage next to me died yesterday. They drank him to death. They must have irritated them, because I heard them arguing in their strange language. They brought new people this morning. You could say that a supply of fresh blood arrived. They have no idea what they are in for. My only comfort is that I know already, and I won't have to live through the terror that I felt during the first time they came for me. I had no idea what they wanted until they pulled out their shiny instruments. I have never seen such beautiful metal. My blood glistened a purple, silvery color in those instruments. Ooh, that's a pretty visceral first account. I don't really want to read these things. Why? Oh, wait. Are they trying to mark the prisoners? Like, okay, only these clans can drink this person. Is that why each cell has the carvings? Oh, there are the gauntlets. Yay! Now, whenever I kill people, it's gonna restore vitality by 6%. Cool. Oh, much like a vampire. Killing somebody, drawing their blood, restores your own vitality.
Charming place. But what are all those cages for? mentioned one vampire being kept here.
Yes, well, you see, humanitarians is something my ancestors were not. They concluded Kagmar would best be punished if he were tormented with the scent of blood he could not taste. Thus, they also kept humans here. Humans whose blood they slowly let. Kagmar ranted and raged in pain as those humans slowly bled to death.
They treated them like livestock, live bait.
I'd like to be able to turn back time, deny it, but alas, I can do neither. Feel shame for my brethren. That is all I can do.
Don't take it so hard. Nothing you could have done about it. Let's get to work.
Well, that was awkward. Fine. I prepared the bait. Please be so kind and place it, ideally at the tunnel entrances. The scent will spread most effectively then. Place the bait at the tunnel entrances. Monsters will catch its scent more quickly.
When I think how these tunnels got here, send shivers.
It was the natural order of things. The place reeked of death and it attracted necrophages.
Would Regis be considered unusually sympathetic in comparison to other higher vampires these days? Because he obviously feels bad about how his ancestors treated humans, but I wonder if that's like the overall stance being taken by vampires in general these days, or is it just him? There we go. Slab of meat. This is pretty extreme. Back in the day.
3 done. 1 left. Think this'll work?
I certainly hope so. The meat stench is so thick, I wager it carries clear to Novigrad.
Back in the day when this cage was used by Kagmar, was it? People were dying all around him. Like, there were multiple people in pain. On one end, you had the humans bleeding out literally, and on the other end, you had Kagmar being like, oh, why can't I drink all this delicious human blood? And now we're kind of trying to reenact the same thing here. But hopefully with no humans. Not sure if that makes it any more ethical. I want to say I'm ready to fight, but how am I doing on... Yeah, okay, I have potions. I feel good. It's nighttime right now, perfect for me to take a tawny owl. We're gonna be fighting necrophages, right? Scurvers. So that would be necrophage oil. Are we all good? Yeah. If vampires show up, remember, we can use black blood and whatnot.
This'll hold. Doesn't look like anything special.
I told you, Kagmar thrashed about inside it for over 2 centuries. Appearances can be deceiving.
So what happened to him, in the end? Your ancestors just let him out? Because it's been too long? Okay. So vampires are weak against... What was this made out of again? Steel? Silver?
Bait set. What now?
I shall enter the cage. You must chain me inside. The bars are made of an alloy that will prevent me from transforming into mist.
Oh, I saw earlier.
Kinda thought you wouldn't want to.
I shall be in great pain. My sole thought being to stop that pain. I cannot know what I will do.
We have to be careful about ourselves too.
We must hurry. The beasts have caught the scent. Also my head has started spinning.
That the blood?
Someone who's never experienced a vampire's bloodlust does not know the true meaning of thirst.
I think we should be prepared to fight Regis. Just in case.
Maybe we need a safe word. You know, something you'll say when you can't take it anymore.
And what would you do once I uttered it?
Don't know. Calm you down. Somehow.
Please, Geralt. You won't be able to. We must forge through this, that is all.
We gotta remember,
You like that silver?
the scurvers are the spiky rot fiends, so they explode. And so do rot fiends.
Regis has smelled the blood.
Oh! Okay, get away. I think the green is when we're getting health back from the armor. That's good. Oh boy. Oh!
Hanging
Whoa,
in
a
there.
flutter!
It grows worse and worse. I shall overcome.
Good, because I can hear more coming.
Have I ever even seen a flutter in 3 before? I don't think so. Holy crap, the way it walks! Oh my god! Yeah, no, that was our first time fighting one. Then we switched back. Oh, remember, we got art sweep now. Yeah! Putting in some work in the crowd control here. Oh, it just killed its friends. Slow and steady. Oh, what is that? Like arcane? It's turning invisible. Catechin.
Hold on, I'll let you out.
Oh gosh. The agitated blood of a higher vampire.
Need to hang on a little longer. Blood'll dry in a few hours. Scent won't bother you anymore.
Oh, poor Regis.
Get you out of here.
The concoction.
It's kind of sad to see someone who's normally very calm and composed reduced to their animalistic instincts. It's almost like saying, no matter how civilized we appear to be, we're all animals at the end of the day.
You can't finish it in this state. Tell me how. I'll help you. Any better?
Far from ideal. And some time must pass before I fully recover. But yes, a bit better, thank you.
Never expected it to be like that. You didn't tell me.
We need not discuss it.
But we do. 'Cause if I'd known you were going to subject yourself to torture...
What would you have done?
Found Dettlaff some other way.
I did not wish you to use any other way. Did that occur to you?
No, 'cause I thought no being would ever willingly subject itself to that kind of pain. You vampires aren't any different from us in that regard.
I told you. The pain is my way of paying my debt. The enormous debt I owe Dettlaff. If I had to do it again, I would in a heartbeat.
And Regis said there was another method that he didn't want to do, right? So maybe it's also because he was trying to avoid that too.
Resonance. It's ready.
Are you certain you followed the formula? The proportions were exact, the brewing time precise. This is important, Geralt. The slightest deviation could cost even a witcher dearly.
Relax. Got some experience brewing potions.
Very well. In that case, let's begin.
Maybe not the best time to have a mask on right now. So the brew in conjunction with the hand is supposed to give us an idea of where Dettlaff is.
Excuse me. I shall only take a moment. You jumped the queue, sir. But Count, sir, you must understand.
Oh.
I've a meeting. The Count... Sir, you were next. Please, take a seat. This gentleman was here first. Step down or you shall regret it. Ah, fails to realize he was your friend, Count.
Can he not control it properly?
It was then I ordered him to give up his seat and step off the stand. If only you'd seen his face. We got him good, didn't we, Dettlaff? And then Mother insisted we buy the mill. Curious, eh? But at least I've a yarn to spin for friends and associates.
Forgive me.
What?
It's a little bit hard to forgive. Oh, this is the Delacroix mill. We were there before. And that was Delacroix, DLC. Oh! He cut off his own hand. Which doesn't really matter because he can regrow one anyway. But you can't regrow your friends.
Awake at last. You ride like a squirrel caught in a snare. I'd begun to fear they were death throes, that you'd departed.
Sure wasn't pleasant, but it worked.
What did you see?
Delacroix. His death did not come easy. Seems Dettlaff had made friends with him, still killed him, and chopped up his corpse. And he was overcome with fury, remorse, cut off the hand that had committed the murder.
Interesting. And entirely unlike the Dettlaff I know. See anything else?
Saw a moment. Delacroix did something selfless. Was kind to Dettlaff. Guess it could have been the start of their friendship.
Why the uncertainty?
Nothing extraordinary about it. Normal, everyday situation, really. Visions were supposed to issue from strong emotions.
Clearly the situation provoked such emotions in Dettlaff. Keep in mind, he did later murder Delacroix.
Killing someone who's grown dear to us, it's bound to elicit strong emotion. Vampires are no different in that regard. Did you see anything else?
So why did he do it then? Because he got too thirsty? Was it really because of that though? Because he went through the whole thing with putting the pouch of coin in his mouth and all. Seemed pretty methodical to me. Does all this explain why the Bruxa was looking for him?
There was something. Showed up twice in the vision. A bootblack stand. Dettlaff first met Delacroix there. Went back after the murder, actually.
Peculiar.
Stand was somewhere in the Port District. And the bootblack acted as if he knew Dettlaff.
That would be even odder. Perhaps we should have a chat with the lad, though I would expect no breakthroughs.
It's our only lead. I'll go talk to him. Coming with?
I shall join you later if it's no trouble. I don't yet feel strong enough to venture out.
That's fair. Rest up. Be back as soon as I learn anything.
Rest well, Regis. You've worked really hard for this. My last thought before I succumb to sleep. Oh, we should probably look at the updated entry too. Where children toil, toys waste away. My last thought before falling asleep. If there is no death, does life exist? Hate is a very interesting feeling. I have noticed that people improve themselves with it to great effect. Sometimes, I would like to stop thinking. If we were to create a god as the humans have, what would he be like? People justify bad deeds by good intentions. I'm not sure if there is a greater idiocy. I would drink the freshly squeezed blood of an infant. I know I can't, but I hope that its velvety taste will send me to sleep. I strive to live like a person, and it means that I have ceased to feel good among people, as well as among my own. Maybe I made a big mistake. I have always wanted to write. I am very tired and fuck it all. People don't think about the present. They usually remember old times or worry about the future. I have a feeling that my friend Dettlaff will die. I am sad. Oh, this is Regis's diary. He has a lot of thoughts. I also have the feeling that Dettlaff will die, and I'm also sad for Regis because Regis is my friend and I don't want him to be sad, but it's already a fact that Dettlaff has killed people. Even if he doesn't kill a fifth person, it doesn't change that 4 people have died because of him. Regeneration Potion Formula. Lushenfang, Vervain Extract, Sankarum, Alphantra, Broth of Young Mandrake Shoots. Regeneration, huh? Oh, I thought you were doing push-ups.
Not now, Geralt. I could not move a step without your assistance.
Oh yeah, please. Please do rest. Oh, a lot of different tools here. Okay, well, we should probably get out of here and let Regis rest by himself then. Not before looting his entire place though, of course. Biography of the Vampire Regis from the Quill of Dandelion. One of the most extraordinary individuals I have encountered during my numerous adventures at Geralt's side was a vampire known as Regis. To be precise, he was known as Emil Regis Rohlik Terzief Godefroy. By his own reckoning, he was 428 years old and was a descendant of unfortunate beings trapped in our world during the conjunction of spheres. You are surely thinking, dear reader, about catechins, alps, and other such monsters, and are pondering how it was that the Witcher, who, it must be admitted, is a slayer of monsters, came to keep such company. I must here explain that Regis was a higher vampire, a creature which physically does not differ all that much from a man. Higher vampires are also much more powerful than their wild confreres, and their regenerative abilities significantly outpace those of anything else you have encountered or can even imagine. So we can already know that vampires regenerate super fast, and yet Regis is so tired right now, so that must have been very, very torturous. But it is not because of his outer appearances or inner strengths that Regis became our dear companion. True, he could be pretentious and rather pompous in his frequent length perorations, but one would be hard-pressed to find in him the haughtiness usually present in higher beings. Regis valued human life dearly and refused to kill unless forced to do so. As he once confessed, higher vampires do not in fact need to drink blood at all in order to survive. They treat it somewhat as we treat alcohol. A rough grasp of this dynamic might be given to you by the fact that, when we met him, Regis had been abstinent for years. He never revealed to us why he decided to join our search for Ciri. He had never met her before, nor did he live to see her. He died at Stig Castle, During the battle against the mad mage Vilgefortz, who was responsible for the whole affair, he died for a cause which he surely did not fully understand, but he did it to defend those he held dear, and simply because it was the right thing to do. I shall always remember him as a rural surgeon reeking of herbs. That is how he came to us during our first encounter at the Fencar Necropolis, where he treated me and my companions to a fantastic brew he made from mandrake root. Wherever you are, my friend, bottoms up. Oh, I wish we could tell Dandelion that we found Regis again. He would be so happy. I do remember that scene pretty well from the book, when they were all drinking Regis's mandrake root thing. Ooh. Arcadius Borovic lived to a ripe old age. In fact, he lived so long he died of boredom. Well, he has a very fancy tomb area here, so he must have been rich. Well, he had to have been rich, because how else would he have the time to die from boredom? Was there anything else over on this side? I can't take out my torch. Why? Can I not use my torch here? Oh, it's grayed out. I guess we're just not allowed to use it here. Which is fine. Once we get outside, I think I'm done with the armor here, so we can probably switch back. It was nice to try to use it for a little bit, though. But I will probably just end up keeping it on a armor stand at home. Oh, going this way would be back where the other entrance is. Which we can't climb out of, so we gotta get out of here. Through the front door, like a normal person. Back here? Right, right. Okay, Regis, I will see you later.